There's a snake in my boot. I'm your host Yusuf, and these are 10 scary Toy Story theories that will terrify you part 2. Make sure you subscribe and ring that bell to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Anyways, Andy's coming! Number 10, the toys were never alive. From the Redditor Kingzilla2000, this theory is wild. In his own words, he says this. So, to put it simply, this theory says that the toys in Toy Story were never alive. And the movies were just stories Andy and Bonnie made up while playing and or coping with a lost toy, hence the name Toy Story. First, it's strange to me that Andy never found out. From a small child to adulthood, nobody, not even his parents, ever caught the toys in the act. The only person who found out was Sid, but what happened then? Did he tell anybody? Second, why did Buzz, in the first movie, believe he was a real space ranger, but when Andy came into the room, he froze like all the other toys? Same goes for Forky. He doesn't believe he's a toy and doesn't want to be one, but still froze in the same expression when a human walks into the room or picks him up. Honestly, it makes sense. It does kind of ruin the fun of the movie though. Number 9, the toys aren't alive until someone plays with them. As aforementioned, this is a rather popular theory to ease a few glaring plot holes. Mr. N Nostalgia explained their theory about the toys coming to life at the hands of their owners. I think that the toys don't come awake, until they are physically handled by an owner. After that, they are aware but take on the persona of how they were made. The Redditor gave examples like Buzz is a Space Ranger doll, thus he believed he was a Space Ranger. Forky being made from scraps and trash, thus he thought he was trash. Toys don't realize they're toys until configuring with other toys. It does pose the question though, who was the first toy? How did they know they were a toy? When they learned about it, did they tell all the other toys? Was there a toy war because of this? My brain can't handle this one. Number 8, Woody created Forky. Forky had his time to shine in Toy Story 4, but he was also the reason that Woody became distant with his family of toys. Silo Lamb had a few theories on Forky's character, one being that he was imaginary. The Redditor claimed if Forky was made out of trash and became alive, in that case, every drawing that Bonnie or Andy had ever made would be alive too. And that's not the case. With that being said, they continued saying, Woody is the first one to touch the stuff that would become Forky, so Woody must have visualized how he must look. Woody was the one who, in his mind if you could, created Forky first, or at least the idea of Forky. And he is the one that wants the most for him to help Bonnie to feel good. Because of this, Forky was actually an imaginary friend and not a fork. Whoa, a toy with an imaginary friend. That's like the second level of Inception. Number 7, Andy's dad passed away. Just a Typical Ginger has a crazy theory for you guys. He says this, having read the theory speculating that Andy's parents are divorced and this is why we never see him, my theory is that Andy's father is gone. I am led to think this because Andy has clearly attached himself to Woody and Buzz. In all of the play scenes, they are clearly strong adult male figures, one could almost call them fatherly. This could imply that Andy is missing a father figure in his life, and this is why there is 2 favorite toys. This being said, it doesn't answer the question of why there are no photos of Andy's dad anywhere in their house. Perhaps they moved on and it was too painful to have his pictures up on the wall. Number 6, Sid became a garbage man to save toys. Sid was one of Toy Story's evilest villains in the first movie, but no one knew what happened to him afterward. Most Toy Story fans think Sid makes a cameo appearance in Toy Story 3 as a garbage man. A mind-blowing theory in relation to this fact came from a real-life garbage man on Reddit under the username London Garbage Man. Very creative. The user mentions that a big perk to their job is finding things like toys. After finding so many toys that are about to be trashed, Sid could have had a change of heart. Now, let's imagine you're a guy who just learned that inanimate objects are alive. What job would you get? Sid isn't effed up and working a crappy job. He's trying to save them. He's trying to save the toys. He picked the one kind of job where you can rescue those things. That's a nice ending to his character. I hope this is canon. Number 5, the toys are immortal. Nameless88 posits this theory that starts off pretty innocent, but if you think about it, it gets dark quick. The toys in Toy Story are immortal. They can't die. I mean, they can be crushed or incinerated, but they will never die of old age. So what does this mean for our heroes? They will outlive every owner they have. The story of Andy growing up and leaving their lives will continue ad nauseum until the last of humanity is gone or the toys have all been incinerated. The tortured toys in this first movie are still alive, albeit horribly mangled. They are stuck like that forever, or until Sid cleans his room, throws them into a garbage bag, and sends them into their fiery death. This also means that the only way they can die is kicking and screaming into something that will destroy their entire body. If pieces of them still exist, they're still aware, or alive? We've seen Mr. Potato Head able to feel and use his body parts when they're away from him, closing one eye to see through his disembodied one. We see the baby doll head transposed on the spider body in the first movie. Their soul may reside somewhere in their head. Or if there was no head, then their central mass. Now, what does this mean for mankind? Well, it means that once we're all gone, the toys will inherit the earth. Number 4, Woody belonged to Andy's dad. Yet another theory about Andy's dad is that he was the previous owner of Woody. This theory gives another reason why Woody is a favorite toy. Because Woody was viewed as a second-hand toy, he may as well have been his dad's. Ian078 wrote, Woody was the favorite toy of Andy's dad. The handwriting on the boot of Woody isn't of Andy. It's the handwriting of Andy's dad when he was a kid. Woody's behavior towards Andy is also much like a father figure, as he wants to protect him and make him happy. This could be because Woody knows that is what his previous owner would have wanted. This also adds an extra emotional element to the third movie since Andy gives Woody away to Bonnie, which was the perfect Toy Story finale. Number 3, Jessie was owned by Andy's mom. In the second movie, Jessie the cowgirl comes into the picture. She had one of the saddest moments in Toy Story 2 when she told the story of her former owner named Emily neglecting her, which tainted her views on having an owner. Beryllium Extract theorized that Emily is Andy's mother. Evidence that supports this theory includes what viewers see of Emily and Andy. It really does look like a larger version of Jessie's, and it just so happens that we know that Emily had a hat just like it. So maybe the hat is a hand-me-down from Andy's mom, who had it back when she loved me, and Jessie doesn't recognize an aged-up Emily, the Redditor wrote. Number 2, Mr. Potato Head is actually multiple entities, like a Hivemind. Mr. Potato Head's anatomy has sprung many questions as well as theories from fans. His body parts all keep moving despite their detachment, and it appears he can feel the parts as well, even when they are a long distance away. Reddit user Primetime22 theorized that Mr. Potato Head's various parts can each have a mind of their own with different personalities, and the mouth is their leader. My theory is that all of his parts move and think independently, but they all take the lead of the one barking orders, his mouth. And in a way, that's appropriate for Potato Head. He thinks with his mouth. They wrote. This is a fun theory for a beloved character. Number 1, Andy's dad was a cop. Another theory about the identity of Andy's dad is that he was a cop. This explains more about why Woody and Buzz would be his favorite toys. Because Andy played so much with them, Woody and Buzz had one of Disney's best friendships. Not only could they fill in a fatherly role for him, but they are figures that play a major role in law enforcement. Sumo Joe wrote, I've always thought that Andy's dad was a cop who was ended in the line of duty. Not only is he attached to 2 male toys, but both represent some form of law enforcement. That's dark. Thanks for watching. These were 10 scary Toy Story theories that will terrify you part 2. Leave a like and comment if we missed anything down below, and we hope you have a scary day.